The Epic Adventure of Sir Whiskers and the Magic Pancake. In a quaint little village named Fluffington, nestled at the foot of the Crystal Mountain, lived a cat like no other. His name was Sir Whiskers, and he was famous for his daring adventures, legendary feasts, and most importantly, his fabulous mustache. His whiskers, perfectly curled at the tips, were said to give him extra luck on his escapades. But Sir Whiskers wasn't just any cat. He was a connoisseur of all things delicious, and there was one food that held a special place in his heart: pancakes. Whether fluffy, thick, or thin, Sir Whiskers could never resist the warm, golden goodness of a pancake, especially when topped with whipped cream and syrup. His love for pancakes was so deep that the villagers would often ask, if Sir Whiskers could wish for anything in the world, would it be more adventures or more pancakes? One crisp morning, as the autumn leaves fell like golden confetti around Fluffington, Sir Whiskers was lounging on his favorite windowsill, basking in the early sunlight. He stretched, yawned, and twitched his famous mustache when suddenly, a strange scent wafted into his nose. His eyes snapped open. Pancakes, he purred, his stomach rumbling. But this wasn't just any pancake smell. It was sweet, spicy, and strangely magical. The scent seemed to dance in the air, sparkling as it swirled around him, as if calling him to follow. Curiosity piqued, Sir Whiskers leapt off the windowsill and began to follow the trail. It led him through the bustling village streets, where the baker waved and the children laughed, but he paid no attention. His eyes were set on the source of that enchanting aroma. Up the hills he went, higher and higher, until he reached the edge of the enchanted forest, a mysterious place full of ancient trees, sparkling rivers, and creatures that most villagers only whispered about in bedtime stories. Sir Whiskers, however, wasn't the type to be scared of fairy tales. He puffed out his chest, twirled his mustache, and strode into the forest. The deeper he went, the stronger the smell became, and soon, he found himself in a clearing. In the middle stood a small, crooked wooden cottage. A sign hung above the door, glowing faintly in the twilight. It read, "The Magic Pancake. One bite, one wish." Sir Whiskers' tail flicked with excitement. "One wish," he muttered under his breath. His mind raced with possibilities. He could wish for treasure, fame, or a new adventure. But his heart, and his rumbling stomach, knew exactly what he wanted. Pancakes. The biggest, fluffiest stack of pancakes the world has ever seen, he decided, and with a spring in his step, he entered the cottage. Inside, the air was warm and sweet, filled with the scent of freshly baked pancakes. Behind the counter stood a gnome wearing a tall chef's hat and a broad smile. His name was Chef Flapjack, and he was the master of all pancake making in the land. "Welcome, Sir Whiskers," said Chef Flapjack in a jolly voice. "I see you followed the scent of the magic pancake. But be warned, this is no ordinary pancake. It grants a single wish to those who take a bite, but only if their heart is true." Sir Whiskers' eyes gleamed as Chef Flapjack presented him with the most beautiful pancake he had ever seen. It shimmered with a golden glow, topped with butter that seemed to melt in slow motion. Syrup trickled down the sides like a waterfall of sweetness, and the pancake itself was so fluffy it looked like it could float away. Without a second thought, Sir Whiskers grabbed a fork and knife and took a bite. The pancake melted in his mouth, tasting like pure magic. He closed his eyes and made his wish. In an instant, poof, everything around him changed. When Sir Whiskers opened his eyes, he was no longer in the little cottage. He was standing in the middle of a grand castle made entirely of pancakes. The walls were stacks of golden, fluffy pancakes as tall as towers, the floors were soft like warm dough, and the air was thick with the scent of syrup and butter. Pancake rivers flowed through the courtyard, and whipped cream clouds floated in the sky. "This is amazing!" Sir Whiskers exclaimed, his tail flicking with joy. He ran through the pancake kingdom, admiring the pancake drawbridge and syrupy moat. It was everything he had ever dreamed of. But as he explored the castle, something strange began to happen. The ground started to shake beneath his paws, and the pancake towers wobbled dangerously. Sir Whiskers looked up to see something enormous rising from the pancake floor. A dragon. But not just any dragon. This dragon was made entirely of pancakes, its syrup-covered scales glistening in the sunlight. "I am Drago, the Pancake Dragon," it roared, syrup dripping from its mouth. "You have entered the Pancake Kingdom, but only the pure of heart may leave with their wish granted. You must prove yourself worthy." Sir Whiskers, though startled, wasn't about to give up so easily. He twirled his mustache and said, "A challenge, is it? Well, I never back down from a challenge." Thinking quickly, Sir Whiskers pulled out his trusty spatula, a relic from one of his previous adventures, and got to work. He flipped pancakes faster than ever before, creating a stack so tall it reached the whipped cream clouds. But this wasn't just any pancake stack. Sir Whiskers added a touch of magic. Blueberries that sparkled like stars, whipped cream as soft as clouds, and cinnamon that danced in the air with every bite. The Pancake Dragon sniffed the air, its massive nostrils flaring. It took a tentative bite of the magical pancake stack and let out a deep, satisfied hum. "Delicious," the dragon rumbled. "You are indeed worthy, Sir Whiskers. Your heart is true." With a flap of its syrupy wings, the Pancake Dragon granted Sir Whiskers a final wish. "What will you wish for now, adventurer?" Drago asked. Sir Whiskers thought for a moment, his tail swishing. He could wish for wealth, fame, or even more adventures. But then he smiled and said, "I wish for a never-ending stack of magic pancakes, so I can share them with the world." The dragon nodded, and with a mighty roar, the wish was granted. Sir Whiskers found himself back in Fluffington, standing outside his home. In front of him was a stack of golden pancakes that shimmered with magic, just like the ones from the Pancake Kingdom. And as promised, the stack never ran out. From that day forward, Sir Whiskers and Chef Flapjack opened the most famous pancake cafe in all the land. People came from far and wide to taste the magical pancakes, and with every bite, they would share their own wishes and adventures. Even the Pancake Dragon, Drago, would visit from time to time, enjoying a quiet breakfast in the early morning. And so Sir Whiskers' adventures continued, but this time, he had pancakes to share with everyone along the way. The